How's it going to all the champs on YouTube on this side? How's it going to all the champs on Instagram on this side? How's it going to all the champs everywhere on this camera? Welcome to the next episode and next video on Starling on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. Today I'll be giving you my review on Rocky 4 as part of the Way Back Wednesday series on the segment where I give you my review on all the Rocky movies. So before I begin, if you are new to this very playlist, or part of the playlist, or a video, or a channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below, and you know the rest. Same thing as if you're on Instagram. Follow my page if you're new. If you just happen to come across my page, don't forget to follow, like, leave a comment if you have something positive to say about the movie or interesting to say about the movie. And most importantly, watch. Let's get started. After reclaiming the title of heavyweight champion of the world, Rocky Balboa plans to retire and live with his wife, Adriana. However, during an exhibition match, Rocky's friend Apollo Creed is mercilessly beaten to death by hulking Russian newcomer Ivan Drago. Rocky vows payback against Drago and flies to Russia to train for a Christmas Day rematch. Well, a Christmas Day fight. Technically, it's not a rematch. He's just doing it for Apollo. Despite their different training methods, Rocky and Drago both wage a long and intense match that is guaranteed to stand the test of time. All right, here's my take on the story. Now, going into Rocky 4, I had a feeling that this would be the most hard-hitting entry in the franchise so far. It feels like Rocky 4 takes some of the same strides that the last one did. Honestly, that's how I feel. It not only sees Rocky losing somebody close to him yet again, because first he lost Mickey, now he lost Apollo, but he is pitted up against somebody who is much stronger than him, but is drugged up with steroids. See, that's cheating. The story is driven more by choice rather than conflict, because unlike Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago is not coming specifically for Apollo Creed, but more so someone who just entered into the boxing championship in America, here in America. Meanwhile, Clubber Lang specifically wanted Balboa so that he could win the title of heavyweight champion of the world. As far as the story though, somebody had to challenge Drago, but Apollo chose to accept the challenge, and what resulted was one of the biggest hits the franchise has taken, and one that would leave the door open for someone to fill Apollo's shoes and have to go through hell and finish what he started. Now, obviously, y'all know who I'm talking about is the big reason why I started this playlist. Who would fill Apollo's shoes later, much later down the franchise. But here, Rocky kind of fills in Apollo's shoes here. We see Rocky finish the fight for Apollo and have to go through hell in the ring in order to conquer the giant. Now, while both of the narratives, Rocky 3 and 4, are intense, this match right here is rough in every sense of the word, both with Apollo and with Rocky. Rocky 4 is the flashiest and most stylish Rocky movie so far, with the fresh 80s aesthetic, because the Rocky franchise has a much better fit in the 80s, along with a whole bunch of popular franchises around that era. Best era in the world. Now, in spite of the fact that this story is not character driven like the first two movies were, there were not a lot for these characters to do as far as Ivan Drago. Rocky just took the title back from Lang, and now he is a retired athlete with his wife Adriana and son Rocky Jr., who was a little grown up in this. The news about Ivan Drago coming to America was started by former heavyweight champion Apollo Creed. How he describes Drago to Rocky and Adrian like any other fighter, but they don't know that he was built from steroids and not from scratch like Rocky or any other athlete that gets in shape. This is a secret that the Russians kept from the people and the press so that Drago could cheat his way to championship. But I mentioned how the death of Apollo Creed in the exhibition match was nothing that the audience at the event and in the theater at this time saw coming. And it made for a huge ripple effect for the rest of the franchise going forward, and is the reason why we would get a spinoff later. Now, with Rocky being the tiger that he is, He trains his way through the Russian elements. Now, the thing that makes this training montage stand out, although the third one felt more fast and quick witted and more fast paced and fun, this one is more about pumping the iron and all about the grudge match, getting ready for a grudge match. Rocky is pushing hard and getting stronger than before with his elevating effort and motivation. But the thing that makes this stand out right here is the constant comparison between Rocky's workout and Ivan's workout. Because like I said, Rocky's pushing harder in the natural workout and the natural exercises. Meanwhile, it takes little to no effort for Ivan to do his thing. Enter the Russian ring. We know that the stakes are high now, but at the same time, we saw who beat Apollo twice. We saw who just knocked out Clubber Lang, who just knocked out the fool. So it became apparent who was going to win. Despite the fight being somewhat predictable, it was still pumping to watch the Italian stallion go at it with the Soviet Samson. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 40% score. Drago!